Now it's the turn of Konstantinos Stais, ICT Manager and Information Security Officer of Pleiades Shipping Agent SA.
Hi, hello. I was thinking I have prepared a presentation, but I think I will discuss two other issues, if there's no objection, of course. You can see the presentation, or I can quickly skim through it afterwards. But I think it's more interesting, as some of you know, I've been trolled a little bit around during these days, that we have had an incident in the last week. So I think it's more interesting than saying what is the theory. So last Wednesday, we were sent an email from a colleague, no need to mention names, some of you know. He was sent a phishing email from a valid partner whom he was expecting an email from. This was the very bad luck of us, because most of the times you don't expect an email, but this time he really expected material from this partner. They notified him on Wednesday that they had been phished, they had been compromised, and so on. So he notified us about this, and everything was okay, or so I thought. First mistake, many people tell me it's not my mistake, but I still consider that I should have done it. I should have asked him, did you connect, did you provide any details? Because he didn't tell us anything, he just said, okay, they informed me that it's compromised. I didn't ask him, I slept quite okay, Wednesday to Thursday. I woke up Thursday, I was in a bad mood, I didn't know why. Somehow I didn't wake up well. I went to the office, you know, coffee, I need breakfast, so on. And as I enter the office, I see my mobile and I see that some thousands of emails have been sent. So this is where you say, oh shit. I quickly go up. We notice that, of course, it's coming from this colleague. So now you need quickly to adapt to the situation. And I think this is what we need to discuss. We've been a long way. I've been in shipping since 2009. 2009, I started at Thenamaris as a quick, I forgot to introduce myself. I started at Thenamaris 2009. I stayed there until 2018. I moved to Olympic Shipping, around the corner here. And then, due to family reasons and so on, 2021, I moved to Pleiades. So gradually moving to less vessels. You think that it's more peaceful, but it isn't. We've done a lot. We consider that we have secured our systems well enough. And indeed, we had, because you know, his account was compromised, nothing else in the company. But it is enough. It is one account, it is enough. So, some years ago, I would say in a security awareness session, I would say 95% of issues come from users. Nowadays, I would say 99% of issues come from users. Until 1 month ago, I would tell you my users are aware enough. We are doing cybersecurity awareness sessions, we are sending them phishing emails, we are sending them memos, we are sending them everything. Apparently, it's never enough. Apparently, it's never enough. As my director told me in the end, except for the fault of the users, it's the fault of him and of IT that awareness apparently was not at a level enough. Because as soon as you get asked for a username and password, you should be alarmed. Anyhow, the email was sent to many recipients. Unfortunately, he was a key person in the company, so he had a lot of contacts. And before we noticed and quickly disabled his account, because that's the first thing to do, the email was sent. Disabling the account helps, changing the password helps, shutting down the computer helps until you notice what is going on. Apparently, it was not something huge. They had just compromised his account, his mailbox through a web Outlook. We have two-factor authentication. They had also compromised the two-factor authentication. It's quite easy. We found a script on the web. You can do it quite easily. As you see, it's not that if you have two-factor, you're saved from everything. Afterwards, we have learned that there are 2,000 other ways to secure your systems even better. But until this point, we had thought that, OK, we are quite secure. But then the real story started, because the systems, as I said, were quite secured. We understood what was going on. At some point around noon, we discussed it with him. He finally told us, yes, I entered my username and password. When another user came and showed us that this screen is coming up, should I enter my username and password? No, 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 please, no. So we found the solution and everything was okay. Virus scans, checking his Outlook. They had done some things on his Outlook, like auto-replies. So when I received, for example, the email, the phishing email, and I answered him, is that really you? It seems quite strange. They had also set an auto-reply, yes, it's me, please open it. The real story starts afterwards. It started a little bit funny because I got a call and I was threatened by some recipient of the email. He called me, he started saying a big story about our secretaries browsing through Google and Facebook and getting every virus they can find, and that they are now sending the virus on to his company, and if any user of his company opens the email, he will proceed with legal actions. This was a bit funny because I noticed that he wasn't a guy to be taken seriously. But of course, management in this case, and we are lucky that our management is active in this sector and they understand, they told me, yes, we need to get legal help because you never know. It's more than some thousands of recipients, so you never know who might come back to you. So we called the P&I Club, very, very helpful. I talked with them. They were not so literate on handling IT-related stuff in that direction. They brought us in contact with an IT company, IT literate lawyers in the US. What I forgot to say is that before that, one of the first actions that we tried doing is find all of the recipients. So log into his mailbox, see who did he send this email to, because the first thing you want to do is notify everyone. For two reasons. You need to be okay toward everyone, so you need to have a clear conscience that, okay, sorry, we did that, please don't open it, even if you consider opening it. And the second thing is that, of course, if anyone comes back to you and proceeds with any legal actions, you need to be able to prove that I did everything as soon as I could. We've been on the other side as well, and we've benefited from it, so we know how it works. And then started the back and forth with the lawyers. So we are two persons handling office stuff. One person was handling the technical stuff, taking help from an outside company, forensics. What really happened? Are we really secure? We need a report. We need some report that we can show anyone what happened and that now we are secure. We have done everything needed. Very good support, and they also showed us some checkboxes here and there that helped us further secure our systems. And I, on the other side, handling legal stuff, talking with the lawyers, because they wanted us to send a second email to all recipients with legal language, because you need to have everything reported that you have told them what to do and how to handle the email. You need to send an email to anyone who might transfer funds to your company, because you never know whether the malicious user, which I don't think is this case, but anyhow, you never know that, they might see that you're having huge amounts of money going back and forth, so they might send bank account information changes to any one of your partners. So send another email to them in order to tell them, please be aware, don't accept any bank account information changes without talking to us. Second email. Third email, we got the initial email from another company. Lawyers said, you can send them a reservation email. You reserve your rights to proceed with any move in their direction if somebody moves in your direction. I really don't know. I haven't studied law. I have studied some shipping law in the past, but not in that direction. I really don't know what helps and what doesn't. I hope that it's never needed, not for us and not for anyone. But as I understand, lawyers try to keep you on the safe side. That's what I have seen in any similar incident related to IT or shipping or whatever. They try to keep you on the safe side. We are thankful. We think now that we have sent all our emails, we have informed anyone needed. We are quite okay on that side. We are sad that it happened. Every day with my colleague, we're discussing further measures and further things that we can do. For example, now we have blocked all our users from signing in from any location outside of Greece. What will happen when they travel? We are now fortunate enough that no one is traveling. When they travel, we will see. For now, we just wanted to relax things. So that was our story. That's one story that I need to tell you, because I think that it's quite interesting and quite important to be open. What I really liked is that if you forget that I got one phone call that was a threat, I got around 10 or 20 or 30 phone calls that were helpful. Konstantinos, we received this email from your side, or our anti-spam system kept this email. Is it okay? Do you need some help? How are you proceeding? So again, I saw that this cooperation, this collaboration part is way more important. What I need to also add, what we saw and was one of the results of the incident, is that many big players, either they ask for explanation, bigger or smaller players, they may ask for an explanation. So I got emails from our SQ department, from our chartering department, from our operations department that this and this company needs a report from your side. What happened? What remediation actions did you take? How are we sure that you are now safe? This was one thing that happened. The other is that other companies completely blocked our domain. Chevron, for example, to say a big name, they sent a WhatsApp message to our operations manager. They said, we have blocked pleiades.com. Please provide your IT manager with my WhatsApp number and let him talk to me. Let him send me per WhatsApp what happened in order to see whether we are happy enough with what he did. That's all in brief. Of course, this has taken more than 12 minutes for us to discuss and solve and think about. Luckily, our management is very involved in this, so we have had great support in this. You need it in order to proceed and in order to get some leadership from above. This is one thing that I wanted to say, and the other thing that I wanted to say is that this presentation is actually prepared with ChatGPT, so it has provided the entire text for me. I wanted to see how it works and if it's helpful. And I was a little bit shocked that it could provide everything except for the graphics. I guess that it won't be a problem to go through the graphics as well at some point, but it also wrote me the text of what I needed to discuss and what I needed to present. And this is a little bit shocking because we need to be aware of how this is going to be used soon. Okay, now it might answer that I don't take actions that might be malicious, but people will always find ways to overcome this. It's a presentation of what are our concerns, how we need to adapt, some mitigation measures. I adapted it a little bit after our incident. Anyone who has a question, of course, feel free. I didn't need the examples that I had thought of here because we had an example of our own, so I think it's always more interesting. Thank you.
There was actually a question, but you already replied to it.
Okay.
The question was, have companies blocked your domain after this incident from receiving emails from you?
At least, I think 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. At least 2 or 3.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.